No! Well, that is staggering. She gets nothing for that.
You will not get any points whatsoever for that effort.
Characteristic mistake.
In the most recent Junior Grand Prix Series Russia Stop, Sports.ru, a Russian sports news blogging site, picked up on the story of an Indian skater, Maiia Khromykh, who scored near 0 points in her technical scores and made a mockery out of her performance on Twitter, comparing her low scores with the record-breaking scores of Russia's Sofia Akatieva in that event, causing quite a stir among fans for being so rude.
Well, it was so interesting to watch Prix go through this program because they don't have the same opportunities as others and may struggle just with the basics of the skating. They put it out there, they have the courage and pride. A little different of the seniors, of course. You have to have a certain level, but here in the juniors, it's to introduce the sport to any country, any person, anywhere in the world, and it's great to see in our sport.
Like the commentator Ted Barton said, not all skaters have the same opportunities and exposure like the Russian skaters. Especially for Indians, where figure skating is pretty much non-existent in that country as a sport. While having near 0 technical scores for a skater is pretty rare, some very experienced figure skaters made the same mistakes as her in their bad days too. In this video, let's find out under what circumstances you can score a big 0 for the technical elements executed.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. Before we jump into the video, make sure that you go down and subscribe to my channel. That way you are always the first to know whenever I upload a video and so that you don't miss one.
Figure skating.
Top 6.
Automatic 0 score moment.
Is to watch.
Number 6.
Life is a winding road.
In the score sheet, you can see all of Maiia's spins received automatic 0 points. That's because the skaters have to execute the elements strictly according to the technical guide that season and hit the minimum revolutions during the spin before any change of foot. For junior women in season 2021, the required spin elements are flying sit spin, layback, or camel spins. You executed sit spin without flying position into it, 0 point.
To look at the sit spin, not a flying spin, but a sit spin. Of course, it's not according to rule. You need to do the fly part of it.
While it's relatively rare for the top skaters to make mistakes on the spins compared to the jumps, it's not impossible. In Japan Nationals 2020, yuzuru Hanyu, the 2-time Olympic gold medalist, received 0 points for his camel sit spin, as the technical panel deemed his spin invalid, with less than 3 revolutions before a change of foot, a set requirement. So what did he do? Just make sure he spins longer the next time. In fact, he received another automatic 0 for the same spin in the CS Autumn Classic back in 2018. That time he had a step out during the spin position, which is not allowed as you can include only 1 change of foot for the spin. Very restrictive. Luckily, these mistakes weren't too costly as he still took home the gold in these 2 events based on his solid skills for other elements. It wasn't that lucky for Dennis Ten, the 2014 Olympic bronze medalist during the 2018 Games. The last time the world saw him skate and compete, he received the automatic 0 point in his combination spin during the short program as well. He finished the short program almost rock bottom and failed to qualify for the free skate. Question: why was his mistake so costly? That's because he made another mistake beside the spin which guaranteed the automatically 0 point as well. Which brings us to
Number 5.
Won't stop for traffic.
Popped it.
As mentioned just now, the short program is highly restrictive. Skaters can only execute the 3 specific jumps predetermined by ISU. Nothing more, nothing less. For junior skaters in season 2021, the specific solo jump allowed is a double or triple flip. As Maiia executed only a single flip, which is not the valid jump, she will get an automatic 0 point. While Maiia might not be able to do a double in her case. This mistake is actually quite common among the top skaters, and that's when they popped a jump. In the senior men's short program, they are allowed only a solo quadruple or triple jump.
Quad sal.
And for the ladies, only triples, not quadruples.
Почему мальчики могут, а девочки нет?
Yes, it's unfair, but rules are rules. So Dennis 10, besides the invalid spin, also popped a quadruple jump into double, which is an invalid jump in the short. This very costly mistake turned him from hero to 0. Yuzuru Hanyu the Great had made the same mistake at least twice. once in Skate Canada 2017, another time in World Championship 2019. Both mistakes contributed to his loss of the event title. Magically, he always recovered in the long program and made up for his mistakes in the shorts and finished on the podium, despite losing the gold. The same couldn't be said for his compatriot in the women's category,
16 years old, Maiia Khromykh.
in the World Championship 2019, where she was the favorite after her Grand Prix final win against the reigning Olympic champion, Alina Zagitova. She popped her triple axel into a single in the short program.
The triple axel. No!
Well, that is staggering. She gets nothing for that.
Received a 0 score in that element, and landed in the 7th place after the short. She recovered in the long program, but she missed out the podium by 0.31 points.
It was a beautiful skate, but it was fatally flawed.
The triple axel was worth 8 points, so that's the margin.
And when it comes to axel jump, it's even more restrictive. In case you are wondering why Sofia Akateva, the upcoming figure skating star, did a triple axel triple toe loop combo and a double axel solo jump, instead of a triple axel solo jump with potentially higher base value, it's because she is not allowed to do it. The rule states that junior women could only do a double axel, not a triple, not a single axel, nothing more, nothing less. As for the men's and senior women, they can only do either a double or triple axel. So for all hanyu fans who know he is training for the quad axel, he can't do it in the short program even if he lands it, because the rule states they can only do a double or triple axel as a solo jump. So unless he can land a quad axel with toe loop combo, you won't see him attempting quad axel in the short program. But we will definitely see him attempting it in his free skate one day. About the axel jump, there is another fun fact, which brings us into
number 4.
Life is a winding road.
Even though you can freely execute any jump revolutions in the free skate, there is one restriction. The jump must be a recognized jump in the ISU judging system, which means even if you can do a quintuple jump, you will receive an automatic 0 score because the jump is not a valid jump. In the rare occasion where the skater accidentally jumps an invalid jump in the competition, the penalty is severe. In the 2014 Winter Olympics, Jason Brown, the U.S. national silver medalist that year, made this mistake in his Olympic free skate. He was a bit hesitant going into his double axel jump there, and that bailed axel jump attempt was recognized as an executed waltz jump with codename A by the judges. As there is no value to this jump, he was given an automatic 0 in his score sheet.
That is a bigger mistake than it looked.
As he will receive double 0 points because of this mistake. Which brings us to
number 3.
In each program, you can't execute more than the total number of jumping passes allowed. For the men's free skate, they were previously allowed 8 jumping passes, and now it's down to 7 for all. In Jason Brown's case, because of the mistake he made in his double axel attempt, not only did he receive a 0 for the bailed attempted axel jump, and when he executed his planned final jump, he was given an automatic 0 point for that triple loop jump as well. Because in the judging system, that triple loop was recognized as the 9th jump and therefore exceeded the maximum allowed number of jumping passes. So, with the double 0, Jason Brown ended his Olympic debut in 9th place.
Number 2.
I will keep on searching for my high.
Not only you can't exceed the maximum number of jumping passes, you are not allowed to execute more than 1 3-jump passes too. Another skater who made this devastating mistake in the 2014 Olympics is a skater from Kazakhstan.
21 years of age, representing Kazakhstan, Abzal Rakangaliev.
It's a 3-jump combination that's very difficult because you have to keep the speed going throughout the whole combination.
That triple axel half loop double salchow. I believe he was doing the double salchow to cover up a mistake, but it is technically his second 3-jump combination in this program, and he won't receive credit for that element.
So why do it? You've lost track of where you are, what you're doing?
You lose track of what you've already done, and you think you're doing a good thing and a mitzvah by covering up the mistake, but really you're deleting, and that was off of a triple axel, you're deleting the value of a triple axel in the second half of the program because you are only allowed 1 3-jump combination. Not pleased.
What am I thinking?
And needless to say, all the crazy jumping combo like these are not allowed in the competitions as well because the maximum jumping combo allowed is 3.
Driving through days and nights.
But there's been a change of rule for better since season 2017. In the past, if there is any invalid jump, the entire jumping pass will be given an automatic 0. Now only the invalid jump will be discredited. That's why when Zhenya Medvedeva did the 3-3-3 combo in the European Championship 2017, it was such a historic moment in figure skating.
Раньше, если ты делаешь еще один тройной тулуп, какому-нибудь прыжку добавляешь, то прыжок вообще не засчитывается и нулевая стоимость. А сейчас просто стоимость этого еще одного тулупа она уходит. То есть прыжок не уходит под полный ноль. И теперь есть возможность показывать себя, но я же умею, почему мне зайти это не сделать.
As if she did that to celebrate the new rule change. Which brings us to
number 1.
In the 2014 games, Javier Fernandez, who finished in third place after the short program, made another very costly mistake under the old judging system. He popped a quad sal into triple in the free skate. That's not much of a mistake initially because he already had 2 nicely landed quads at the beginning of the program. However, his final jump was a planned triple sal. So when he executed his final jump as planned, he received an automatic 0 point. He didn't realize there would be a repeat after he popped the jump earlier. Only if he were to change the triple sal into an easier jump like triple toe loop, he would have received the full credit and won the bronze medal in that Olympics. That's also the reason why his bronze medal win in the 2018 Olympics was such a redemption moment for him. Since the rule change in 2017, skaters can now repeat a jump once, but the second jump would receive only 70% of the original value. Still, it's better than nothing. Thanks to the rule change, in the 2018 Olympics, when yuzuru hanyu stepped out of his second quad toe loop and bailed the planned triple toe combo, he avoided the automatic 0 in the old judging system and received 70% value of the jump, which solidified his Olympic win. If not because of the rule change, Hanyu would most likely still win that Olympic, because for all we know, he is capable of mental calculation during the program after any mistake to salvage his program.
Can he land this? Quad salto? No.
In the World Championship 2017 short program,
Let's go crazy.
His free leg touched down after the quad sal. Despite the awkward position, he still proceeded to do a double toe at the end, because he remembered the old rule that another jumping pass must be a combo. Otherwise, the entire jump would be invalidated.
I'll tell you what, I was so impressed with the focus. He did make a mistake.
Well, once the combination went wrong, the key thing for him was to stay in contention. He's done that.
Also, in the Four Continents 2017, he popped a planned quad sal, and then he changed almost all his planned technical elements later on. While he was skating, he was mentally calculating on what jumps to do and how to maximize the scores.
トーループはもうちょっと体力が余ってたので、じゃあトーループやっちゃおうって思ってやりました。アクセルも入れて。そうですね。ルッツやろうと思ってたんですけど、アクセルできるんだって思って、できるならやろうってやりました。
What a genius he is. So, figure skating might be more than a sport and an art. In the hands of some genius skaters, it's also a mathematical mind game as well, which makes the sport even more interesting to watch for us, the fans.